Hey everyone, Jim Moratis here. Hope you're doing well. Today's video, I want to talk about transparency in the aged care system and home care providers who have the best interests of their clients at heart and those that may not. So what prompted this was I got a call this week from a lady who was saying to me, was asking for help, saying, hey, my home care provider has told me that they can only offer me a couple of hours of support a week. So this is a person who's on a level 3 home care package. So that should be able to get them somewhere between at least 7 to 10 hours of support per week. But their provider has told them, oh look, we can only give you the bare essentials of 2 or 3 hours a week because we don't have any support workers. Now, this organisation is like many organisations across the country at the moment that have a shortage of support workers. This is not uncommon. And that's, I wasn't upset about that, right? That's the norm, right? It's not their fault. I mean, there's some things that they can do to better their staff capacity. But when this lady was telling me that the organisation could only offer 2 hours support, and she was calling me from Village Local to tell me that, to ask for options, that's what annoyed me, because what her provider didn't tell her was that she has, under the Aged Care Act and a thing called Consumer Directed Care, she has every right to go and source her own support workers. She can go, where she sources those support workers, they don't have to have anything to do with aged care. She can open up the yellow pages and find a domestic cleaning company that can provide her with an invoice and issue her with an invoice, and she can grab that invoice and hand it into her home care provider and say, look, you don't have any workers, that's okay, I found my own workers, pay this bill, this private company, this bill from my home care package, and I'll use those people while you find and recruit some more workers. Her provider didn't tell her this. Now, why doesn't a provider say this? Now, this is what I'm about to say is not all providers, but I bet my bottom dollar that many providers choose not to tell their clients this information, this idea of consumer-directed care, because they fear that they will lose that person as a client. Okay, that's really sad to see, because you know, if there are providers out there that are taking that position, that's profits before people. And we're talking about a very vulnerable sector of society that you know, many would rather not have people coming into their home, strangers coming into their home to support them. They do it by necessity. They don't have the ability to support themselves. And they're reaching out for help from their provider, for guidance and advice, and they're using their provider as their source of education and guidance and advice. So there's an element of trust there. And unfortunately, at least with the case that I had this week, that trust is being broken. So if you're finding yourself in a position like this, where your provider has told you, I'm sorry, we don't have any support workers available, we'll let you know when we do, then it's time for you to look into this concept of consumer-directed care. I'm going to put a link below this video where you can learn about that. But also, stay listening to this video, because what I'll do is I'll link it to another video where I talk about consumer-directed care and how you can access your own workers that have nothing to do with aged care. All right? You can find your own people to support you under your home care package. So that's if you are on a home care package, you can do this. If you're on the lowest level of support, known as the Commonwealth Home Support Program, and you're having the problem of you can't find workers, but also, even if typically people on the Commonwealth Home Support Program, they're only getting an hour to an hour and a half a fortnight. If you're finding that hour to an hour and a half a fortnight is not enough, you need more like weekly support, weekly domestic assistance, somebody on a weekly basis to do odd jobs for you, then it's time for you to upgrade, get reassessed to get approved for a home care package. Remember the two types of aged care support services in this country. There's the low level, known as the Commonwealth Home Support Program, and then the next level up, which is called the home care packages. There's 4 levels of home care packages, all right? So look, stay tuned. I'm gonna link to that video now about that talks about the topic of consumer-directed care and finding your own support workers, especially if your provider is telling you, I'm sorry, we don't have any workers available for you. Hope you find this helpful. Take care.